Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another HD broadcast. This is going to be the series finale between Select and Sjow, and look what we have here. We have a Protoss player, so Select will be continuing with the Protoss play. Has he switched races from Terran to Protoss? Who knows? But he is going to be playing Protoss. It is going to be Metalopolis, so apparently he has decided to play on this map after losing the last game, which has me kind of scratching my head. This map, I think, can favor Zerg a little bit more than Protoss, especially considering these spawns. Sjow has the best spawn points he could possibly hope for with this macro-oriented kind of crescent moon laying out in front of him. He can expand everywhere as he pleases, and I think right now Select has his work cut out for him. Even though I'm rooting for the Zerg player somewhat, because I am a Zerg player myself, and I'm kind of like, why is Select playing Protoss? At the same time, I have to say that I don't want to see a Zerg versus Zerg finals, so I hopefully we're not going to see the Zerg player win because of that. So I guess since I'm a caster, I have to be unbiased, and there we go. That's my reasonings for not being biased. I don't want to see a ZVZ, and I don't want to see our Zerg player lose. But here we go. Select going to be moving out across the map with his probe. Has his gateway coming down. The Zerg player, Sjow, won the last game, lost the first game. And both games, I haven't seen the most spectacular macro from him. He's actually kind of should have, the last game he should have had more drones at the gold. In fact, I don't think he had any whatsoever. So one thing I would say Sjow, if he could improve upon, try to get his drones around to macro. He needs to try to get saturation over at every single base possible. Now, Sjow, though, has played very well. I really like his incredible infestor control. He was able to fungal growth the Protoss ball and then mind control all those Colossi. That was huge. Look at this, though. Select, I just forget everything I was saying. Select is going to be throwing this ballpark, or throwing the ball out of the ballpark. He's going to be getting a double gateway attack, so he's going to open this game out with a lot of early aggression, and he has found the enemy Zerg. Now, I don't know if this is going to work that well because Sjow has a spawning pull down. He went for pull first. He's got gas mining. He's presumably going to get speed down. I think he should be able to hold off this double gateway Zealot attack, especially considering the nerf to Zealot's build time now. And of course, the long rush distance between these two maps. And yeah, Sjow now getting a Roach Warren as well, playing one base, has not even scouted that Select went for this double gateway attack. Man, Select, usually a Terran player. I don't know if this is going to work out for him playing off race, trying this double gate attack against our Zerg here. I think Sjow should be able to hang on, and he might even be able to get a huge opening lead against the Protoss since he's got his Roach Warren coming down. I don't see this working whatsoever. Select here is going to have to pull back with his Zealots. And he's still using Chrono Boost. Keep in mind that with this opening attack, he doesn't have an econ advantage against the Zerg, like most Protoss players usually do, because he's been using his Chrono Boost on Zealots. He's been spending 100 minerals on Zealots instead of getting probes down. And here we go. Sjow has 4 Zerglings. He has a Queen with some easy drone pull off. He should be able to win against this battle. Picks off the probe. Good control there. Notice he was dancing his Zerglings around, but all the Zerglings are going to get killed off by the Zealots. But here we go. Roach is out. Is the Queen going to fall? No! Sjow's going to lose his Queen. Oh my goodness. He did not have to inject Larva there. He should have ran the Queen away. But the inject Larva caused the Queen to kind of lag. And now, Select, even though he opened with this 2-gate, I think that he pretty much just bought himself right back in, and it's pretty much 50-50 now that the Zerg lost his Queen. He's not going to be able to inject Larva again. He has to rebuild the Queen, which is 150 minerals. That's not a piffling amount. That's something that early game can really hurt you. And that's going to hurt his production. So Sjow now finally getting his expansion down. Another Zealot making its way in. Roach is realizing that they're way out of position to block impending attacks. Are going to run back home to defend the Mama Queen. But the Zealot's already inside the drone line. Going to pick off one of these drones. Sjow not controlling his drones. There we go. But it dies anyways. Select is just punching these drones to death. Those 2 arms powered by the side blades. Extremely powerful. Money back. No money back guarantee. The drones are just going to die. And Sjow looking very strong. Select looking very strong. Sjow looking like he might just be in a world of hurt. Man, losing that Queen, losing about 3 or 4 drones. He is now behind the enemy Protoss at 18 under 22. And Select is going to be opening down, or throwing down 2 more gateways. Only has 1 pylon powering all of this, by the way. but he is going to be throwing down 2 more gateways. He might try to continue this early aggression. Notice he is getting Warp Gate Chrono boosted out, and this is pretty much transitioning into standard good old Protoss 4 Gate. And like you guys all know, very difficult for Zerg to hold off Protoss 4 Gate. On this map, it's a little bit easier, but Sjow has his work cut out for him. He's lost quite a few drones. He lost his opening queen, and I would argue that 2-gate attack from Select has been effective. Even though it shouldn't have been, even though the build for Sjow was designed to counter 2-gate blindly, Select was able to kill a lot of drones, kill off the queen. Is this 4-gate going to end the game right here, right now? 2 more gateways. Are they going to morph in? No, the Warp Gate not quite done yet. Select just waiting for that Warp Gate technology. Sjow here still has not scouted the potential 4-gate. He's not bringing in the Overlord. He's going to rely on his Zergling, but I don't know if the Zergling is going to be able to get inside in time. Is Sjow going to bring his Zergling in to scout the 4-gate? He needs to scout it so badly because this measly defense of 2 spine crawlers is not going to be enough. He brings his Zergling in. He sees the 4-gate. Now he realizes he's in big trouble. There's the proxy pylon. Select is going to be warping in a ton of units, and is Sjow going to be able to hold it off? He throws down another spine crawler, but is not going to throw down a 4th. He needs to produce more roaches. He has 2 on the way. 44 supply compared to Select's 57. Oh no, it's not looking good at all with all of these stalkers. Stalkers do a lot of damage to roaches. 2 more spine crawlers getting thrown up in desperation, but I don't know if this is enough. I think Sjow really hesitated on his spine crawlers. As soon as he saw the 4-gate, he should have thrown down about 2 or 3 crawlers, but now he's gonna be in for a world of hurt. If he can hold this off, then I'm gonna tip my hat to him, because it's looking real grim. Select here with a lot of stalkers and a couple of zealots and sentries. He's looking to win this game. He wants to play in the final against Layla. She's shown that he can hang, even playing off race. He uses a force field, great force field to block off the natural from the main, and now all the roaches are gonna fall. And I think once all these roaches die, then the Protoss player is just gonna walk right up into the main. And unfortunately, Sjow trying to reposition his spine crawlers, but of course this is going to leave them vulnerable while they are burrowing. Select just making mincemeat of all the crawlers. The last crawler is going to fall, and I think this is going to be GG. More reinforcements warping in. Look at the APM right there for Select. Averaging 199, unfortunately not hitting the magic number 200. But he should be able to win the game. Good stalker micro here from Select. I really got to commend him on that. Using the force field as well. Protoss players who use force field on that ramp really gain a huge advantage because they can block off, they can really screw up the AI of the roaches. And there we go, the hatchery getting taken down. Only 2 spine crawlers remain, and it looks like the Broodlings coming out of the hatchery, just kind of pushing the Protoss ball back a little bit. But I think this should be GG right here, right now. More roaches coming out. Sjow, if he can get these 4 roaches out, then maybe he can hold on. But he's got to block off this ramp. He can't allow the stalkers to walk up the ramp. Where is Select's reinforcement? He's got 500 minerals. There we go. I just saw them warping in. And the roaches are somewhat fending off a little bit. But with reinforcements coming in from Select, I think this should be enough to push and break the Zerg's back. The swarm here is going to fall today. The stalker's just too much damage. 14 versus armored against those roaches. And yeah, that's the last roach. That's the last mine crawler. Stalker's moving in. Good micro from Select. Sjow, GG's out of this game. Select is going to move forward. He is your winner today. And if he continues playing Protoss, then it's going to be a Protoss versus Zerg versus Layla, or he might just switch back to Terran. I don't know what he's going to do. He's kind of a crazy guy. But the Zerg player loses today. Select wins the game. I have to say, really, really good micro by Select, though. And I shouldn't have said, yes, I was rooting for the Zerg, but, you know, I can't help but secretly root for certain Zerg players. And Sjow, he just has a cool name. I like this guy. I was rehearsing his name for a long time, so I guess I was kind of subconsciously rooting for him. But Select does win this game. Select is a great, great player. Kind of dumbfounded why he switched to Protoss in this series, but he wins anyways. Good 4-gate attack, very, very powerful. And opening with that 2-gate did a lot of opening damage. So good game right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that broadcast. Stay tuned because the finals is just around the corner.